Baba, how can my wife make more money than me? I don't feel like a man anymore. Is she disrespecting you? No. Is she cheating on you? No. Then what is the problem? I don't feel like a man anymore in my house. I want you to destroy my wife's business so I can feel like a man again. BC, your business will slow down from today.
Ayo got home and met silence where food should have been. Not absence, just delay. He dropped his bag and sat. He waited longer than usual. When BC finally came in, she didn't rush. She washed her hands, checked her phone, then went to the kitchen.
You were late,
Ayo said.
I had to wait for a supplier,
BC replied. He nodded. Nothing wrong with that. Still, something pressed his chest. While she cooked, Ayo mentioned money. Not urgently, just casually.
I will need something tomorrow.
BC didn't answer immediately. When she did, her voice was even.
I have tied everything for restocking.
Ayo turned to look at her.
You don't have anything at all?
Not now.
Silence followed. Not the dramatic kind, the ordinary one that enters houses and stays. They ate without talking. Afterward, Ayo said,
This business is changing things.
BC didn't look surprised.
How?
You don't listen anymore.
She faced him.
That's not true.
You decide things alone now.
I decide things because things need to be decided.
That was when Ayo felt it. Not anger, but the feeling of being unnecessary. He stood up.
So what am I here for?
BC answered softly but firmly.
You're my husband, not my competitor.
That line stayed. The next morning, BC left early, while Ayo stayed behind, scrolling through his phone. By afternoon, an email came in. Restructuring, Enroll affected. He read it twice. When BC returned, she knew immediately.
They let you go?
Ayo nodded. She sat down slowly.
We will adjust.
It was the right thing to say, but to Ayo, it sounded like a confirmation of his worst fear, that the house could adjust without him. That night, Ayo lay awake while BC slept. He stared at the ceiling, replaying the past months, the shop, the money, the way people now called BC first, the way she spoke with certainty. Nothing she had done was wrong. That made everything worse. 2 days later, he met Sadiq, his friend. They didn't waste time. Ayo went ahead to narrate his ordeal to him.
My wife is doing better than me,
Ayo said.
And it's killing something inside me. Men don't like to admit this, but it happens. So what do I do?
Sadiq hesitated and said,
Some people don't fight it. They redirect it.
Ayo frowned.
Redirect how?
Sadiq looked away.
There are people who help with balance.
Ayo didn't laugh. He didn't argue. He just asked.
Will it harm her?
Sadiq answered carefully.
It will only slow things down. There is a place I will take you to, and the man will help you to adjust things.
That night, Ayo watched BC count money again. The same sights, different meaning. For the first time, the idea of interfering didn't feel evil. It felt like survival. Ayo sent message to Sadiq. When can we go? In the kitchen, BC was planning her next restock, unaware that the marriage had just crossed a line it wouldn't recognize until much later. Sadiq picked up Ayo by noon. They didn't greet like friends. No jokes, no small talk. The air in the car was already heavy, as if the decision had been made before either of them spoke.
You're sure about this?
Sadiq asked as he drove. Ayo looked straight ahead.
I just want my house back.
Sadiq nodded and focused on the road. They drove past places Ayo knew, then places he didn't bother to recognize. The kind of streets where people minded their business because minding it kept them safe. When the car stopped, Ayo noticed the first thing. Nothing stood out. No signboard, no crowd, no mystery. Just a bungalow with faded paint and a mango tree leaning into the compound.
This is it?
Ayo asked. Sadiq caught the engine.
Yes.
Inside, the sitting room smelled faintly of herbs and disinfectants. Clean, deliberate. An old man sat on a wooden chair, his back straight, his eyes alert. He didn't ask them to sit. He didn't ask them their names. He looked at Ayo for a long moment.
You didn't come for money,
the man said finally. Ayo shifted.
No, Baba.
You didn't come for sickness.
No, Baba.
The man nodded once.
You came because your house no longer listens to you.
That sentence landed hard. Sadiq swallowed.
My wife's business is growing,
He said.
and it's changing things.
The man studied him.
Is she disrespecting you?
No,
Is she cheating on you?
no.
Then what is the problem?
Ayo hesitated. The truth felt small when spoken aloud.
I feel useless.
Silence followed. The man leaned back.
That is how these things begin.
He said.
Not with hatred, but with fear.
He stood and walked into the inner room. When he returned, his hands were empty.
What you want is possible.
The Baba said.
But understand this clearly.
Ayo leaned forward.
You are not stopping her business.
The man continued.
You are only interfering with its strengths.
That's fine.
Ayo said quickly.
I don't want her to suffer.
The man looked at him.
Everyone who comes here says that.
He explained the process calmly. No drama, no rituals yet, just conditions.
You would need to bring a photograph of your wife, something she used often. And your full consent is also needed. And one more thing,
The man added. Ayo waited.
you must accept that whatever is disturbed will look for balance.
Ayo nodded. He did not ask what that meant. On their way back, Sadiq glanced at him.
You still want to do it?
Ayo didn't answer him immediately. He thought of Bisi at home, of how she handled things without panic, of how the house now leaned on her.
Yes,
He said.
I still want to do it.
That evening, Ayo got home early. Bisi was in the kitchen, humming softly as she cooked. She looked lighter these days, busy but fulfilled.
You're back early.
She said.
I wasn't feeling well.
Ayo replied. Later, as she prepared for bed, she removed her scarf and dropped it on the chair. Ayo noticed it, but he said nothing. At night, Bisi slept easily, while Ayo stayed awake. He picked up the scarf slowly, held it for a moment, then placed it inside his bag. His chest tightened, not with fear, but with finality. The next morning, Ayo stood in front of the compound again, holding a photograph of his wife. The old man looked at it once and said,
After today, don't pretend you didn't choose this.
Ayo nodded and stepped inside. The old man did not rush Ayo. He took the photograph, studied it briefly, then placed it face down on the table. He did the same with the scarf Ayo had brought. He did not touch them either.
Sit.
He said. Ayo sat. Sadiq stood near the door, uncomfortable but silent.
You will listen,
The old man said.
and you will not interrupt.
Ayo nodded. The old man spoke slowly, choosing his words the way people choose tools.
What you are asking for is not punishment. It is interference.
Ayo kept his eyes on the floor.
You feel displaced, so you want things to rearrange themselves.
Yes,
Ayo said. The man looked at him.
Say it properly.
Ayo swallowed.
I want my wife's business to slow down.
Silence followed.
Good.
He said.
Clarity matters.
He stood and moved into the inner room again. When he returned, he carried a small bowl, plain and clean, nothing dramatic about it. He placed it between them. Inside was a mixture Ayo could not identify. It smelled ordinary, almost harmless,
This will not destroy anything,
the old man said.
but it will weaken direction.
Ayo frowned.
What does that mean?
Its missed effort will stop meeting reward.
The man replied.
Not always, just often enough to confuse.
Ayo absorbed that.
And my house?
He asked. The old man looked at him carefully.
Your house will adjust,
He said.
but adjustment is never one-sided.
Ayo nodded again. He was nodding too easily now. The old man took the scarf, folded it carefully and brushed the mixture lightly against it. He did the same thing with the photograph, briefly, respectfully, like someone handling something fragile. Then he pushed both items back toward Ayo.
Take them home. Put them where they belong.
Ayo hesitated.
Is that all?
For now,
The man said. He leaned forward slightly.
you should know something.
Ayo looked up.
Whatever begins to lose strength will look for where it can fit.
The old man said.
You should pay attention to what starts changing around you.
Ayo didn't ask questions. Then he stood up. On the drive back, Sadiq finally spoke.
You heard what he said, right?
Ayo nodded.
You are still okay with it?
Ayo stared out the window.
I didn't come this far to turn back.
Sadiq said nothing after that. That evening, Ayo got home before BC. The shop was open. Customers were still coming. Everything looked normal. BC returned later, tired as usual.
Says we are fine today, my husband.
She said. Ayo nodded.
That's good.
They ate together, talked about small things. The house felt steady again, almost peaceful. Later that night, when BC slept, Ayo stood up quietly. He went to the wardrobe and placed the scarf back exactly where he had found it. He slipped the photograph into a drawer among old documents. The next day passed normally, so did the next. Then small things began to misalign. A supplier postponed delivery without explanation. A freezer stopped working overnight. A customer complained about price, then didn't return. Nothing alarming, just enough to notice. BC noticed it.
It's strange,
She said one evening.
things are just off.
Ayo shrugged.
It happens, my dear.
She looked at him, searching his face.
Do you think someone is doing something?
Ayo met her eyes.
No!
He said.
You are just tired.
At night, Ayo slept better than he had in weeks. For the first time, he felt the house leaning back toward him. He didn't think about the warning. He didn't think about balance. He thought only about relief. 2 nights later, Ayo woke up suddenly. His chest tight, his breast uneven. Beside him, BC slept deeply. And for the first time since the visit, Ayo wondered not if something had worked, but where it had decided to settle instead. Ayo woke up tired, not sick, not weak, just tired in a way sleep did not fix. He sat up, waited for the feeling to pass, and BC was already dressed.
I'm going to open early today.
She said.
A new supplier is coming.
Ayo nodded. Okay. She hesitated.
You are quiet.
I'm fine.
He said. She studied him for a second, then turned away. By afternoon, Ayo's phone rang. It was Sadiq.
How is the house?
He asked. Ayo thought about it.
It's calm. And the business? Slower.
Ayo said.
Not bad. Just slower.
Sadiq exhaled.
Then it's working.
Ayo didn't respond. That word working felt heavier than it should. That evening, BC came home earlier than usual. She dropped her bag and sat.
The supplier didn't show up.
She said.
He didn't even call.
That happens.
Ayo replied. She looked at him again.
You keep saying that. You keep saying that.
Ayo shrugged.
Because it's true.
She didn't argue, but she didn't relax either. Over the next few days, the pattern continued. Nothing collapsed, nothing recovered, just interruptions. Goods delayed, customers complaining, small losses stacking quietly. BC began checking her books more often. She stopped fuming in the kitchen. She spent longer on calls that didn't end with solutions. At night, Ayo listened to her breath beside him and felt something tighten in his chest. Not guilt, but fear. The tiredness worsened. Ayo began waking up with a dull ache behind his eyes. Not enough to complain, but enough to notice. He ignored it, told himself it was stress. One afternoon, while standing up from the couch, his knees buckled briefly. He steadied himself and laughed it off. BC noticed.
You should rest, though.
She said.
I said I'm fine.
She didn't push. That silence bothered him. Later that night, BC spoke carefully.
Do you remember what I asked you the other day?
Ayo looked at her.
About what?
If someone could be interfering with the business.
Ayo kept his voice even.
You are overthinking things, BC.
She nodded slowly.
Maybe,
She said.
but things don't just lose direction like this.
But Ayo said nothing. The warning from the old man surfaced briefly in his mind.
Whatever loses trains, will look for where it can feed.
He pushed the thought away. By the next morning, Ayo didn't get out of bed immediately. His body felt heavy, as if sleep had not finished with him. BC stood at the door.
You are not going anywhere today?
Later.
He said. She watched him for a moment longer than usual. That look stayed with him after she left. By evening, the pain arrived properly. Not sharp, not dramatic, just deep and unexplainable. Ayo sat alone in the living room, his hand pressed to his chest, waiting for it to pass, but it didn't. That night, as BC slept, Ayo reached for his phone and stopped. Instead of calling a hospital, he opened his messages and scrolled to Sadiq's name. And for the first time, the thought formed clearly. What if the balance did not choose the business at all? By the 5th week, Ayo stopped pretending. The pain was no longer something he could ignore. It settled deep in his chest and spread slowly, like something looking for space. Some mornings he woke up already tired. Other days he woke up fine and collapsed before noon. Nothing followed a pattern. That was the worst part. Bisi noticed everything. The way he paused before standing, the way he pressed his side when he thought she wasn't looking, the way his patience had thinned into silence. Her business was not better. In fact, it was worse. Suppliers kept postponing, goods spoiled faster than usual, customers complained, then disappeared. Money entered, but it never stayed. One evening, she sat on the bed and stared at her account balance.
This doesn't make sense.
She said. The following Sunday, Bisi made a decision.
You are coming to church with me,
she said. Already laying his clothes out, Ayo didn't argue. The church was full. Noise, singing, movements, faith on display. Bisi prayed with intensity. She cried openly. She whispered Ayo's name again and again, gripping his hands as if she could pull healing out of him by force. The pastor preached about delay, about battles that last longer than expected, about God testing patience. When prayers were called, Bisi pulled Ayo forward. The pastor laid hands on him, but Ayo waited. Nothing happened. No relief, no release, no clarity. Just pain, steady and present. At home, the silence was louder. Bisi sat on the edge of the bed.
Have you done something?
She asked quietly. Aya looked at her.
Done what?
Something you're not telling me.
The question was careful, but not accusing.
No,
he said. Bisi nodded slowly, but the doubts remained. That night, she prayed alone, while Ayo listened from the bed, staring at the ceiling, counting his breaths. Hospitals came next. Tests, scans, results, everything was normal. Doctors suggested stress, anxiety, lifestyle changes, painkillers that did nothing. Bisi fasted. She stopped eating in the mornings. She invited women from church. They prayed in the living room, voices rising, sweat dripping. When they left, the house returned to quiet. The pain stayed. That night, Ayo remembered the old man's words clearly. Not the warning, the calmness.
What you disturb will look for balance.
He sat up slowly, every movement costing him something. Bisi was asleep. The house was quiet. Ayo reached for his phone, not to call a doctor, not to call a pastor. Ayo typed slowly, his hands shaking. She's no better. I am even worse. We need to go back. He pressed send, and for the first time since this began, he knew the problem had not finished unfolding. They went early, not because Ayo felt better, but because the pain no longer waited for time. It stayed with him, sitting, standing, breathing. By the time Sadiq parked the car outside the compound, Ayo's shirt was already damp with sweat. The place looked unchanged. That unsettled him. Same quiet, same stillness, same sense that nothing here rushed, even when lives were breaking. Inside, the old man was waiting. He did not ask why they had returned. He looked at Ayo once and said,
Seats!
Ayo sat heavily. For a moment, no one spoke. The silence was not dramatic. It was deliberate, like something deciding where to begin.
it didn't end where you said it would.
Ayo said finally. The old man nodded.
No, it wouldn't.
My wife's business is still dying.
Ayo continued.
I am getting worse.
The man leaned back slightly.
You wanted balance.
He said.
Balance does not mean improvements, it means exchange.
Ayo clenched his jaw.
I didn't ask for this.
The old man looked at him carefully.
You asked for control. This is what control costs.
Ayo leaned forward, his voice lower now.
Undo it, please. Please, this is killing me.
The room stayed quiet. The old man did not answer immediately.
When something is interfered with, it does not return by apology. It returns by permission.
Ayo swallowed.
What does that mean?
It means that what you blocked must be allowed to move freely again.
Sadiq shifted in his seat.
And him?
He asked.
What happens to him?
The old man's eyes returned to Ayo.
He remains where the balance settled.
Ayo felt the weight of that sentence immediately.
So I stay like this?
You stay marked.
The man corrected.
You're not sick because of punishments. You're sick because you stood in the wrong place.
Ayo's voice broke slightly.
I didn't want to destroy my wife.
And you didn't. You weakened her parts. That's weakness found you.
Ayo closed his eyes. For the first time since this began, he felt something heavier than pain, regret.
Please,
He said quietly.
let her business go back. Let her stand again.
The old man studied him for a long moment.
You are ready to release it. But you should understand this.
Ayo looked up.
When her past clear,
The man said.
your condition will not disappear with it.
Ayo nodded slowly.
I understand.
That was the truth. He didn't come to be healed anymore. He came to stop what he had done. The old man stood and walked into the inner room. When he returned, he carried the photograph again. He placed it on the table. This time, he did not touch it.
What you blocked will be unblocked.
Ayo watched carefully. No chance, no drama. Just quiet words spoken with finality.
Go home and watch.
On the drive back, Ayo did not speak. The pain was still there. But something else had entered him now. The understanding that the worst part was no longer the sickness. It was knowing he deserved where the weight had settled. By evening, BC came home frustrated.
A supplier called today. He suddenly wants to deliver tomorrow after weeks of delay.
Ayo looked at her. She noticed his expression.
What?
Nothing.
He said. She frowned.
It's strange. Things feel different.
Ayo said nothing. That night, he lay awake again. The pain did not leave. But for the first time in weeks, something else moved instead. By the next morning, BC called from the shop. Her voice was cautious, confused.
Ayo,
She said.
customers are coming back.
Ayo closed his eyes. The balance had begun to move, and it had chosen to leave him behind. The change did not announce itself. It arrived quietly. By midweek, BC noticed that the shop no longer felt heavy. Customers came without persuasion. A woman she hadn't seen in months walked in and bought without complaining about price. A supplier who had ignored her call showed up uninvited, apologizing as if nothing had happened. BC stood behind the counter, confused. Nothing she had prayed about had changed. Nothing she had done differently had worked. Yet something had moved. At home, Ayo watched from a distance. He listened as BC talked about the shop again, carefully, almost afraid to be hopeful. He noticed how her voice carried a cautious excitement she didn't trust yet.
Today was better.
She said one evening. Ayo nodded.
Tomorrow might be better too.
He replied. She looked at him sharply.
You sound sure.
He avoided her eyes.
I am just guessing.
The improvements continued. Not explosive, not miraculous, just steady. Bills were paid on time again. Groceries returned to normal quantities. The house felt lighter. Not happy, but lighter. Ayo, however, did not improve. The pain stayed. Some days it dulled. Other days it spread. It never disappeared, but BC noticed it.
You're not getting better, Ayo.
She said one night. Ayo sat quietly.
I know.
She studied his face.
And my business is.
Yes.
The sentence hung between them. BC began to struggle with something else now, guilt. She caught herself smiling at customers, then remembered Ayo lying on the couch, breathing carefully. She made more money but spoke less about it. She stopped celebrating small wins. One evening, she said,
I would give all of it up if it would make you better.
Ayo looked at her.
Don't, please.
He said. She frowned.
Don't what?
Don't say that.
He replied.
You didn't do anything wrong.
She watched him closely.
Then why does it feel like I am being punished and rewarded at the same time?
Ayo had no answer. The house adjusted again. Roles shifted quietly. BC became careful with decisions. Ayo became careful with movements. He stopped pretending he was fine. She stopped pretending she wasn't afraid. One afternoon, while helping her count money, Ayo's hand shook. BC took the money from him gently. Rest, she said. He nodded. That simple gesture broke something inside him. At nights, Ayo dreamed often now, not visions or memories. Moments where he had felt small. The money on the table, the sentence he couldn't take back, the relief he felt when the business slowed. He woke up with the same pain, but with clarity this time. He understood something fully now. The balance had been restored, just not for him. One evening, BC sat beside him and said quietly,
There's something you are not telling me.
Ayo closed his eyes. For the first time since this began, the sickness felt easier to carry than the truth. BC didn't repeat the question. She waited. The house was quiet in the way houses get when they are tired of secrets. Ayo sat on the couch, his back straight, his hands resting on his thighs, like someone waiting for judgment he already understood.
There's something you're not telling me,
Bisi said again. Her voice wasn't angry, but it was steady. Ayo nodded slowly.
Yes.
That was the hardest word he has said in months. He didn't start from the sickness. He started from before it. He told her about the feeling of shrinking in his own house, about the money conversations, about the nights he lay awake, afraid of becoming unnecessary. He told her about Sadiq, about the place he followed him to, about the man who asked him what he wanted. Bisi listened without interrupting. When he told her what he asked for, she didn't react immediately. When he told her what it cost, she closed her eye.
So you did this? Because you felt small?
Ayo swallowed.
Yes.
And now my business is back. Because you went back to undo it.
Yes.
And you? You are still like this?
Ayo nodded.
That's the price.
Bisi stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the streets moved normally. Neighbors talked, children played, life continued without knowing what had passed through their house. She spoke without turning.
I prayed. I fasted. I blamed myself.
Ayo said nothing.
I thought God was teaching me patience.
She continued.
I didn't know I was surviving your fear.
That sentence landed heavier than any accusation. She turned to face him.
I loved you when I was nothing. I didn't stop loving you when I became something.
Ayo felt his chest tighten.
I know.
He said.
Then why didn't you trust me?
He looked at the floor.
Because I didn't trust myself.
They sat in silence after that. Not the hostile kind, the resigned kind. Bisi finally sat beside him.
I don't know how to forgive this, but I know I won't destroy myself carrying anger.
I don't expect forgiveness.
Good, because forgiveness doesn't change consequences.
Life adjusted again. Bisi's business grew steadily. She worked with caution now, not pride. She protected the house differently. Ayo lived with pain that never fully left. Some days were better, some were not. Hospitals offered management, not answers. Church offered prayer, not explanation. He never went back to that compound again. He didn't need to. On quiet evenings, Ayo sat outside and watched Bisi lock up the shop. Sometimes she smiled at him, sometimes she didn't. They stayed married, not because everything healed, but because some wounds don't end marriages. They redefine them. Ayo learned to live smaller without resentment. Bisi learned to grow without guilt. And somewhere between them sat the truth they never spoke about again. Ayo once asked for balance. He got it, just not in the place he expected. As a woman, never shrink yourself to protect a man's ego. Your success is not disobedience. If your growth is honest and your heart is still loyal, you do not owe anyone smallness. And as a man, a wife's success is not a competition. It is not a loss of authority. If she still respects you, still stands with you, still chooses you, then her money is not the problem. Insecurity is. A home does not break because a woman rises. It breaks when a man is afraid to rise with her. Hello fam, thank you for watching through to the end of the story. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you are yet to do that. Like and share this video, and until we meet on our next story. Bye.